What's happening, y'all? The Misbelief Radio Show Facebook Live version has started. So if you're watching, make sure you share this here video. Make sure y'all share this video on your Facebook pages so that people can see all your beautiful faces. You see that mystery man? That's that actor guy. He got on his Hall of Renaissance hat on.
He look like he's raisin in the sun.
Who else we got here? Historian Malik. Beautiful Brian. Mission Central Alpha Joe with the rap snacks. We in this bitch with multiple rap snacks.
He brought this in, boy.
Multiple rap snacks. I love it. This is Trey from LeTrainiump. What up, Daryl? I see you watching, man. Share the video so the people can see. That's Trey. They're going to tear it down in Studio 1230 in just a minute. This Exodus the Poet of Team SNO. Ooh, he got 2 books already? Oh, man. Listen, Sunni Patterson said she's going to be here about 7:15. She always running late. You expect that of her, man. But we going live. Brother Peter's still in there for what, 2 more minutes? 2 more minutes for Brother Peter? Joe, you want to take the camera from me so I can share the video from my page? And then Bad to share the video from your page?
Yep.
Y'all make sure you share the videos from your Facebook pages. Okay?
Yes.
I appreciate y'all coming to kick with me today. I told y'all, man.
This nigga here eating rap snacks and mambas and shit.
That's how we do it at the Misbelief Show.
Y'all don't go nowhere, man. Y'all stay tuned. We got Bradford coming up. We got DC, Paul, and the crew coming on with the Misbelief Show, man. Y'all don't want to miss it.
This fat ass girl just walked her ass up in here.
What you hate me? Kind of a Mexican hollering at you out the truck.
Okay, so let me tell y'all a story. I was walking, I'm out of breath. I was walking in Philly, and I see this like white pickup truck drive by, and I'm like, okay, and it kind of slows. I'm like, what the fuck? And I see this little Mexican looking nigga pop his head out and like, hey, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? And I'm like, who could that have been? And then it dawned on me. I was like, could that have been Josef? That's only like the only like kind of half Mexican motherfucker I know. It was Josef.
Coming to the show.
And I found out after the fact because I got a call from DC Ball who was like, why are you just acting funny and whatever. So, yeah.
You mean that time they came up on you in that truck that you didn't even know he had?
Didn't even know. It looked like a raper truck.
She gave me the stank face, y'all. I greeted her with the biggest smile.
A white pickup truck roll up on you with a Hispanic looking dude smiling
I'm
at
going to say
you.
out the window like this.
What are you gonna do?
I was so happy to see you. Silly and Nelly Silly and Nettie finally you reunited. Sister, you've been on my mind.
Hi, you guys.
Sister.
Sorry.
I'm still a celebrate. Celebrate.
Wow.
This is mine. Everybody woke up yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be alive.
Curtis' birthday today too, huh?
Oh, Curtis is turning up in the pool right now. I left him. That's why I'm not staying the whole show tonight. I'm only staying for the interview segment. Then I gotta go get my child.
All right, bro, nigga, get it. You know, we get it. Yeah.
I'm talking to my mom.
Who gives a fuck, right?
What you're not gonna do is kill my vibe.
Please don't kill my vibe.
Because on the 33rd day, she rose-ade, okay?
She rose-ade. Bel Air.
Tell her. You better tell him yourself.
What's up, Janae Evans? How you doing? What's up? What's up?
Sure do. This is a rebroadcast.
This is not a rebroadcast.
I know, because we're live.
Welcome to the concrete jungle.
I'm trying to calm down. But it's not working. I'm trying, Malik. I'm trying
I love you
hard.
for real.
Okay, I'm trying.
I'm trying to find a decent video.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm ready.
Do you need headphones? Oh, you can have these.
I can hear.
Okay.
I can hear.
Phone's on silent or vibrate.
Oh, shit. They're getting real. Let me turn my phone down.
You heard him? Phones on silent and motherfucking vibrate, bitches. Get your fuck TV bitches out now, motherfucking bitches. We going live.
I turned the air on, so hopefully it kicks in soon.
God's plan.
God's plan.
God's plan.
God's plan.
Yeah. Uh-huh. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, y'all? Welcome to the Misbelief Radio Show. You guys are listening live on WBOK AM 1230. Or you're listening on WBOK1230am.com. Or you're listening on the WBOK app, available on Apple and Android. You're watching us on the Misbelief Facebook Live page, because our Facebook Live is a late night show every Saturday night, and it is a dope one this week, as always. One more or. You listen to us on the Misbelief podcast, available on iTunes and at themisbelief.podbean.com. One more or, you guys. You're watching us on the Misbelief YouTube channel, y'all, because we got a YouTube channel. We just don't have enough subscribers just yet to get our own youtube.com/, but it's coming.
It's coming.
The followers are coming, you heard me. By the way, who am I? I'm DC Paul, the millennial Arsenio with no material on Vimeo, slim waist, baby face, deep voice, and the #1 choice for comedy, hosting, radio, MC, and a bunch of stuff here in the city of New Orleans. And somebody like me, I was going to say the N-word. Somebody like me, I like to surround myself with a colorful cast of creative, cool kids cruising right along with me as my co-host every single Saturday night. Who's this to my right side?
Hi, everybody. It's me, the one and only, the fantastic unicorn herself, Miss Lady Oshun. I am still vibing high from a 33rd birthday. It is great in the neighborhood today. I am feeling fantastic.
Shout out to the Aries.
Shout out to every Aries in the world. It is our time to shine.
Is it?
I love Aries. Aries are awesome.
And we love you back.
I love Aries.
And we love you back.
Who's this to my left side?
Coming with the rawness of Lawrence and the swagger of King. It's the only Martin you need for that 2018. It's that actor guy, Martin Batts Bradford.
You heard me?
You heard me?
You heard me?
Find me on all your social media platforms at Mr. Batts. Spelling Mr. out if you want to get it right. Don't get none on your it's Bib Life.
You heard me. That's cool, man. These taglines are just getting more and more fleeky. Fleeky?
What is that?
Okay, F it. Who's that to the far left?
Hey y'all, it's the badass millennial Ava DuVernay with films to make and foods to slay.
Hey! Ooh! She said that tagline's getting better and better. I love it. Who that is that right side?
Yo, so this is Malik, the historical delight. I get all my facts right, and you can get a tour from me, all the photos made. So, what's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening?
And who that is in the booth?
What up, it's your boy Mastermind, spinner of records, slayer of
Cool Slayer!
You're dead.
Oh, it's fine. It's quite fine. It's so fine.
You famous?
Yeah, man. I've been seeing your brand all over the social networks lately. You popping, huh? Something like that. Okay, good, man. I'm looking forward to the future, man. I see some new designs coming, and more to come later. More on that later, man.
You did.
It's been a pretty interesting. It's only Saturday, but a pretty interesting week in the city of New Orleans. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the light skinned elephant in the room. And no, I'm not talking about Passe Wine Alpha Joe. I'm actually talking about Drake, man. Drake recently released a video for the song "Nice for What," featuring Big Frida. Right in Fifth Ward, we also featured on the song. Right, it samples that Trigger Man beat, and I guess that make it a bounce song. I guess.
You guess?
You need to use the word featured really loosely.
Very loosely. I would say inspired. inspired by some elements of bounce music.
You know how when
so we gonna agree that it's not a bounce song?
No. We're gonna agree. No. I'm gonna agree that he wants it to be a bounce song. Right. He tried to make it a bounce song. To people that don't know no better, for them it will be a bounce song.
I agree with
So for all intents and purposes, us locals here, we ain't necessarily gonna recognize it till somebody for real put it on their trigger man. But
but you know how when you buy something it have the essence of vanilla, but it's not really vanilla.
Like you're gonna
have the essence
flavor.
Why are you talking about light skin Drake and you gotta use vanilla? Like it could be the essence of any flavor.
It's like the artificial cheese in a wrap snack.
Correct.
Exactly.
So who gave Drake permission to make this song? I guess because
that's not what it's about.
I guess because he's a little light skinned, he think he's a Creole.
No, Big Frida and Black and Mild and them. No.
In fact, and let's be clear. He's not just a little light skinned. He's biracial. He's half Jewish. That's not just a little light skinned.
Shout out to the Jewish. Shalom.
Wait, are we shouting out the Jewish?
Yes, we are.
Minorities. Shalom.
Minorities. Nah, the issue isn't with permission though. It's more on the lines of like he's such a huge artist. You feel me? Such a big artist. That means it's like with Miley Cyrus, if you come to the masses with a single with whatever, people will know from that point attribute things to you. To this day, they got people thinking that Miley Cyrus invented twerking. So if you're going to bring bounce to the mainstream, and you know that bounce ain't mainstream yet, we know it, the South know it, but it's not mainstream yet. So if you're going to be the artist that brings bounce to the mainstream with a single, at least have either a New Orleans artist in that bit. I mean, Lil Wayne, that's your peoples. I feel like that's a phone call away. It don't have to be Wayne, but I'm saying the fact that Drake is under Wayne, he from New Orleans, I feel like it's a phone call away. Or maybe put it in New Orleans. Maybe give us one scene shot in New Orleans. Or since you want to put all these beautiful women in the game in your video, why not throw Big Frida in there? And that'll be some good love for all peoples. You feel me? That's all I'm saying. That's one little piece of extra after you done got Tracy Ellis Ross in your video, Letitia Radio video, all these big names in your video, and this extra to say, hey, Big Frida couldn't just hear the hey. You heard me?
Be on the press.
We couldn't get a shout out of the bridge.
I think we're asking for too much.
No, we're not.
First of all, we kind of softly agreed that it's not a bounce song.
He wants it to be.
Wait.
He's marketing it as one.
He sampled the Triggerman beat, which existed before bounce music existed. Bounce music is built on the Triggerman beat.
You want to go down that slippery slope about where music comes from?
Let me.
Okay, go ahead.
Right, so if just because you sample a Triggerman beat and you use that tat 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 type of rhythm, don't make it a bounce song.
Nah.
Well,
it don't.
But what makes it worse is because in the beginning he screams Louisiana. I'm like,
why is that a bad thing?
So I can make some screw music. I could drop a Houston screw music mixtape, and that's cool. Even though I got some friends out there, I just wonder. Are we really gonna call this a bounce song? That's what he wanted it to be.
But there's some people from New Orleans who are calling it a bounce song. However, I think in this time with New Orleans, when so much of our culture is being hijacked and our homes are being hijacked, this is a very sensitive cultural time for the citizens of New Orleans. So guess what? If you're gonna use New Orleans, anything about New Orleans, you have to put some respect on it and put some New Orleans.
How did he put that? Where is the disrespect? Like, where did he not put respect on it?
DC Paul.
He shot out the Louisiana in the beginning.
Can I tell you where he didn't? Because he didn't feature me or Jay still in the video.
So it's not just about the song. The music video also has to stroke your ego.
I'm standing by the fact if you're going to introduce a fringe music niche game into the mainstream, I wouldn't want drill music from Chicago to be introduced by somebody from Philadelphia. I wouldn't want screw music from Houston to be introduced by somebody from Florida. So if they're going to attribute bounce to Drake, at the very least, all I'm saying is give some New Orleans stuff. And I'm saying, DC Paul, you came at a chick who said she was a local because she lived there for 15 years and said she had gentrified it. So I'm saying, how we going to now ride against Drake for gentrifying our sound and we going to come at 15-year citizens here?
I think you're stretching by saying he's gentrifying our sound. I don't remember Beyonce getting all of this when
she did. And got sued.
And got sued.
She got sued by
Messy Maya.
I said, get me body. I didn't talk about formation. You talking about formation. Listen to what I'm saying.
She did.
Well, just give me body, no formation. She got body for people thinking she was coming at our sound. It happened.
Exactly.
I think people are being oversensitive.
Well, no, there's a historical.
I think people have been, and I was just gonna say that.
There's a historical.
I know just
people always wonder narrative.
Get slavery. I get it.
No, not even slavery. It's a historical narrative. People.
People are always able. I know. I'm just saying. Listen. Wait. Hold on. I did. Please. I always have to get off of the train of argument when you want to attach it to slavery and racism when it's not always about that. So yes, you want to.
Well, no, I did not say anything about slavery and racism. What I am going to say is the first recording artist that recorded jazz music was a band called the Dixieland Band, and it was a white band. But we know who created jazz music. It's black New Orleans musicians. And they had to wait until these white boys got their credit and say, so now people associated jazz music with them when people from New Orleans and the black citizens of New Orleans actually created jazz.
Because of slavery.
Y'all seriously think that people are going to start thinking that they created bounce?
No, I will tell you this. I gave a tour to people from TED Talk.
Who thought that Drake created bounce?
No. They thought Miley Cyrus came up with twerk, and we had to explain to them where twerk came from. So just like Beth was saying, is when you introduce something to the masses, they're gonna say, just like Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5, just like Diana Ross and the Supreme. They originally was the Supremes, but they was introduced to the world as Diana Ross and the Supremes. So to this day, we say Diana Ross and them other girls called the Supremes. So when you introduce something to the main world, just like we saying about Drake.
He has a point.
Yeah, Drake can't do that. Not to our culture, because we're gonna ride him.
I think y'all.
When I'm at was very small. I feel like it's very small.
I think
it's not a reach. It's easy.
It's a slippery slope. If you sample Trigger Man beat, you also gotta shoot the video here. You also gotta fix our potholes.
No. You're reaching. We're saying when you introduce it to he can make 25 bounce music songs after this. And for the first time you drop the thing to the masses, you would include the people. Nobody said nothing. Your 54 ain't about potholes. It's small. If you could give $1 million out in your last video, how is One Shot New Orleans such a big deal?
This ain't Drake's first bounce song.
Single.
This ain't the first bounce theme song to hit the mainstream.
But we're not saying that any of them are correct. We're not saying that at all. We're saying all of them are wrong.
I think y'all are asking for like more than what he.
No, we're asking for reparation. We're asking for like
reparations. Is that what you're doing? Did you take it back to slavery? We gonna use reparations. On that note,
I'm not saying what I said was small.
Well, we get this reparations. Nope, it stops at reparations.
No, it ain't no more karaoke. That's what I'm saying.
It's 7:15.
Ain't no more karaoke.
We gotta take a break. Hey, DJ Mastermind, please stop cutting me off. DJ Mastermind, what you got? Stop, please. What you got?
I got
What's the name of the song? All right, you guys stay tuned to the Misbelief Radio Show and don't get nothing on you.
All right, listen, everybody, we having fun, but we having too much fun. We started to talk over each other a bit. It's getting a little too loud, but you know what I'm saying. Keep up the energy, but just let's make sure we get the show flowing.
Let me go to a break. You know, like don't. We gotta bring Sunni Patterson
but
in here.
I will say this. If he would at least have Football Weeby and Frida and maybe shot in New Orleans, it'd have been more New Orleans accepted.
This is my thing. So
I fucked with it.
Before I saw the video,
if it was there, if it did that.
And I saw that Frida was in it, I at least expected for Frida or somebody that he sampled some of that crap from to be in the video. At the very least. Because to us and to other people who have heard of house music, they know, oh, okay, that's not the real thing. But to people that have never heard of it, it's kind of dangerous for it to be labeled as a bounce song because then people could associate Drake.
So did Drake actually say it's a bounce song?
You're crazy.
Do bounce songs say they're bounce songs?
Right, exactly.
Do I say, hey, it's the bounce song, y'all? Wooka.
Well, T.I. did a song that had the beat to it, and we call that a bounce song.
Where he shot it at? What the video was that, Joe?
It was in New Orleans.
I didn't see the video.
It was in the checks, baby.
Boom.
All right.
Boom.
So
a little shout out to Drake would have been good. Just a little one. Just a little Frida. Just a little or something. You know, like that's it.
If you have the songs, you guys do the video here too.
You don't have to all the time.
Dancers from
Can I
here
ask you a
too.
question if they sample your voice? If they sampled your voice.
If they sampled my voice, and I think, I'm pretty sure, I want to say, because I saw Big Frida share it on, and I saw the credits for this song, so Big Frida has been compensated for her role.
I think everybody's been compensated.
Okay, so yes, if they sample my voice and compensated me properly, you ain't got to shoot the shit in New Orleans.
But guess what? That's you. And you know what? You
just asked me this, but
okay,
people going to ask me this.
Well, I mean,
until we're talking about gentrifying.
Wait. All right, listen. Wait. Listen. Listen.
Your life is not affected.
Listen. Wait, Oshun, let me just say this 1 second. Just 1 second. Let me say this. How y'all doing, Sierra? How y'all doing, Sherelle?
You have music.
What's up, Toronto? What's up, Michelle? What's up, Jordan? Listen, let me say this.
What you're saying is not true, but also
your life
has to do with a Drake song. We're talking about a Drake song. That's not true.
All right,
we're talking about a Drake song.
It's not.
All right, so let me say this.
Let me say this.
Talking about ABC.
Okay, your life ain't affected by having balls. Since we just talking about whatever.
Your life is
not affected.
Well, listen.
It's not affected by it.
If a Drake song, you're right.
Listen.
Drake song, you're right.
It's not. And that's how it starts. That's how rock and roll started.
I don't want you to think you're making a valid point.
But that's how rock and roll started.
You sound dumb.
Want me to tell you why I sound dumb?
What up,
Henry?
I'm not educated.
You're not.
All right, so check this out. This is what I say. If it's a featuring with a feature Big Frida and featuring Football Weebie and all those features on there, that gives some kind of recognition. I don't know. I gotta check the whole thing.
Have you read the? Yes, if you read the liner notes of the.
That's the liner notes. You're talking about the video.
I'm talking about the credits.
Yes.
Does it say also featuring Lauryn Hill because it samples her voice?
No. He asked the question. No, we didn't say nothing. He asked, did it say it in the video thing? And we said, no, it don't. That's all.
But gentrification.
No, I'm saying you get so mad about gentrification.
Because it does not affect.
And I'm saying on the level of.
It doesn't. Can you name one of your family members that's been affected by gentrification?
Affected by gentrification.
Yes. Like, has it changed their life?
My grandmother, who grew up in, who owned her home on North Miro Street, right down the street from Belinda C. Jones, not Bernice. Bernice's mama was moved out of her home shortly after Hurricane Katrina, and yes, it was owned by a white person before it was knocked down. So I guess that means I could comment on Drake now. Because I'm affected by gentrification.
You're wait.
You're not making a valid point.
No, I am.
Stupid. You've been thinking you sound dumb.
Hey, Malik, can you put that sound up for me,
please? You are not
please?
affected by it.
Yeah.
You don't understand what I'm saying.
It goes on
and
the,
I will
it goes
explain
on
it to you more when we're not on the air.
Tell me.
No, when we're not on the air.
Up there with the rest of the signs. No, you see the signs right there next to it?
I will.
Look to the signs next to it, right there.
But so when you make a conversation that broad about somebody's. So you start a conversation about one.
So about the seed that leads to it.
What can Drake do to make this right in y'all hearts?
I'm mad.
I'm not mad.
Right? No one's mad.
Personal about somebody's life. That's not how you have a conversation or an argument.
But that's not the way you have a conversation.
You're the one that made it about gentrification in my life.
Right? Because you're not affected. You can't.
I would love it if Frida and Weebie was in the video, and I would even love more of it shot in New Orleans.
Not even the whole thing. Even the city. It's the way the video went. It went all around the world. So I'm saying, you go all around the world, you can stop.
But
I appreciate it. Like,
I think that bounce music is something that's has got some international level.
Not to the same.
but there was.
And then Drake, and then also that the context of Drake kind of does that, like all over with everybody stuff.
12:30 a.m. Check out the radio, guys. Access to Poet. Coming live with DC.
1 minute. I'm sorry.
Just shout you out. That's all.
Oh, what's up? You on Instagram Live?
I'm on Facebook Live. I did Instagram Live. I was like, you know what? I'm
What's happening, y'all?
So D-Mac, how long we got before we go?
Facebook Live
right
sideways. What's up, yo? Why you sideways?
I don't know.
How long we got?
I just did it sideways. Let's go with it.
What's
Let
happening?
it happen.
Gumbo.
Usually want to tag
No NOLA tours.
Facebook knows too much. I'm tagging you. That's so strange.
How long we got, D-Mac?
30 seconds, kid.
30 seconds?
30 seconds.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
Luke Skywalking on them haters. All right, let me be.
Yeah, and I wasn't doing it for my phone. Yeah.
Hey, is this me?
Yeah.
Yo, I look legit.
And we're back, you guys. Welcome back to the Misbelief Radio Show. You guys are listening live on WBOK AM 1230. I'm DC Paul, the Millennial Arsenio. Who's this to my right side?
Yo, this that guy that do tours and snap photos. Malik of NOLA Tours and Frozen Photography.
What's happening, man? Who's this to my left side?
It's the Millennial Wesley Snipes, if he could sound and look this nice. What's up, y'all? It's Martin Bass Bradford. Mr. Bass in the building. You heard me?
What's happening? Who's that to your left side?
It's the Millennial Ava DuVernay J. Steele.
The fat girl. Who that is in the booth? You did.
You did.
You did. All right, y'all. So this is our first interview on this episode of the Misbelief Radio Show. We're supposed to have 2 guests for this interview segment, but Sunni Patterson said she's stuck in a stupid traffic on I-10, an accident or something.
It is really bad traffic.
We gonna make it work. It's WrestleMania and stuff. A lot of things happening.
So we're here.
You know what the problem is, DC? She's coming from the West Bank.
That is the main problem. So we're here with the newest member of Team SNO. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Exodus the Poet. Thank you. Welcome to the show, Michael.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, I can say that, huh? His real name, Michael Seaberry.
It is.
Hi, Michael.
Yeah, you can say that. I like Exodus the Poet, but you can say Michael Seaberry.
Michael Seaberry. I like that name.
He said they're all my name.
I would be using Exodus. Michael, we always ask our guests this first question every interview. Do you know what a misbelief is?
I do know what a misbelief is.
Oh.
Yes.
You have some experience with him?
I do.
Where?
So my grandfather, I'm from Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Okay.
All right.
And my grandfather and grandmother, right on Commercial Street, have this giant Japanese plum tree in the middle of their backyard. It's like an acre. And I used to run to that tree all the time and just pick them and just eat them.
On the acre. No fences have to be
on the acre. I said on the whole acre.
No fences were harmed in the making of this misbelief copy.
Dang.
I feel like you ain't even fall and skin your knee getting the misbelief. Like that.
It's grass everywhere. It's beautiful.
Beautiful, man. Well, welcome to, that's how you induct yourself into the Misbelief Show, man. Well, thank you for being here.
And you rocking for Lake Charles, because they got people here that don't know what a misbelief is. And then you not only called it a misbelief, you also said a Japanese plum. I was watching it all.
They got that big.
Yes, sir. Welcome, Michael. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, Michael, I feel like we first met at a Misbelief event. It was Blaze and Worship, right? And then since then, I've been seeing you everywhere, man. Like, that was my first time ever meeting you in person. I feel like we were Facebook friends before that.
We were, yes.
But I saw you performed spoken word at that event, and then since then, it's almost been like a snowball.
Oh, look at that. I see what you did there.
I'm good.
A snowball. But yeah, man, no, honestly, you are one of the newest members of Team SNO, right?
Team SNO!
Team SNO?
Yes. Our program.
Y'all know what's up. Team SNO is legendary. They have won national titles, right? That's back when we knew Tank, Quest.
Oh my gosh,
Frequency. Yeah, man.
Frequency.
Icon.
The one when they was in Team SNO.
Frequency. Honey Sunni.
Yes, Honey Sunni.
Some great people. And now the new team is Exodus the Poet.
Yes.
Aria Monet.
Yep.
Icon.
And Akeem Olav.
Wow. Man, nice. We got two vets and 2 freshmen on the team, right?
Yep. 2 vets and 2 freshmen.
Nice, man. I don't know if you know this. I used to be a spoken word dude.
I did not know that.
You just catch me on off night when I hit one of these other open mic stages. But yeah, in college I was a spoken word dude on my campus. But before that, here in New Orleans, I was kind of on the scene pre-Katrina, back when the True Brew Cafe was a thing. I don't know if y'all were around for that. Friday night True Brew Cafe. Back then, that was something every night of the week for spoken word poetry in the city. I mean, Sweet Lorraine's, what was the thing? Was it called Congo Square?
I'm not too sure about that.
Or there was, it was Uptown on magazine, but it was called something Square. But it was like every night of the week, it was somewhere for spoken word artists.
Bayou Road, all that.
Yep. That's a different part of the city every night of the week, and it was something for spoken word artists to have a stage, a mic, and an audience to express themselves. And I've noticed that dwindling a little bit throughout the years. You know what I mean? Like, I think by the time like the Team SNO that was winning all of the national championships, like Icon and Tank, by the time they were flourishing, the spoken word scene had kind of blossomed quite a bit, right? It had like kind of hit a peak, and nowadays. We're lucky if we can get 1 or 2 a week. Am I lying?
No, you're right. You're right.
Right. So I was hoping to have this conversation with Sunni because we had like different perspectives on it. But like, where do you see New Orleans spoken word right now, and where you see it going? Where you pushing it? Because I see you pushing it.
So I see it. I came in. I went to Xavier from 2010.
Oh my God! Shout out!
Come on, X.
Right.
You see my shirt?
I see the shirt.
You see my shirt?
I
just left an alumni event, so shout out to them.
Shout out to Xavier.
But you may be the greatest thing to ever come out of Xavier. Congratulations.
Wow,
really? Don't be mad.
Except for the Surgeon General. We can name people out there.
We got so many.
Malik, get him!
We got
I'm gonna let her have one.
Let her have one. You, baby.
Because this is the only Xavier person that's gonna come with greatness in the studio besides yourself.
Let's not forget that one of my teammates, Icon, Shakandria Sibley, came from Xavier.
Yeah, she did.
She got national titles out here. We don't play games.
So only Team SNO members are going to be Xavier representatives. But back to the question, I mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. So I see, like I said, I went to Xavier from 2010 to 2014. And I came in on the tail end of that like greatness of all the poetry nights every week and whatnot, every night of the weekend. I used to go to the Bayou Road shows right in front of Caribbean and see people like spitting on a regular. And then I left New Orleans, so I didn't know what happened to the community because I wasn't here. I was in Rochester, New York. Then I was in Baton Rouge and whatnot. So I sort of learned the community there. And then when I came back here, I moved back here in August of 2017, so this past August, and I just noticed like it's not a lot. It, like just like you said, it's maybe once or twice a week. It's you see shows that are like once a month type shows and whatnot, and it is disheartening. But at the same time, like something has to happen. So we're building that back up where we're getting those shows that are once a month, that sometimes become twice a month, and then maybe become 3 times a month, and hopefully it can get back to that weekly type of thing. But I definitely see, I can tell you for sure, that the people that I know that are in the poetry community are building it back to what it used to be.
Yeah, man, you got John L. every Thursday doing Word Connections.
Yeah, you got Word Connections every Thursday at 3 Palms Bar.
Just trying to keep it alive.
You got Outspoken with May Royal that's happening. Team SNO, we have our stuff every first Sunday of the month.
Yeah, this Sunday you got something tomorrow.
We do, yeah. So tomorrow, look, slight plug. Tomorrow,
ain't no slight.
Okay, big plug right now. Tomorrow at Back of Town. I was about to say Bar and Grill. At Back of Town Coffee Parlor. Not yet. At Back of Town Coffee Parlor from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. we have one mic. And it's for vibes, it's for visions, it's for visuals, all that stuff. If you want to come and you're a singer, you're a poet, you're a rapper, whatever it is, you can come and just lay your lyrics on the mic. 4 to 6 p.m., $5 cover charge to get in. And it's at Back of Town, 301 Basin Street. It's right on the corner of Basin and Conti. So right there in the Iberville, like right in front of that,
You sure you ain't from New Orleans?
Yeah, I'm not, but I learned my city. I always learn everywhere I move to. I gotta learn the community because I don't want to sit here and not know anything about where I live, right? So I learned my community. But definitely, right in front of the Iberville is happening from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And then, right after that, at 7 p.m., Team SNO, we have our monthly open mic. And that's going to be at the Ashe Powerhouse Theater on Barone. So that'll be another $5 cover, and that's from 7. Usually runs to about 9, 9:30-ish. And whatnot. But it's 2 open mics tomorrow. They're both happening. They're both, open to the public. Whoever wants to come in and spit lyrics or share a motivational word or rap a song, whatever you want to do, you're welcome to come.
So how long have you been writing poetry, man?
Man, I've been writing for, 2018, so 8 years now. I've been writing since 2010. Okay. But I wish Sunni was here right now because I've been performing since probably about 2015, 16-ish because Sunni Patterson inspired me to perform.
Word. So
when I was on the radio with her tonight, I was like, what? Oh, like I text DC, I was like, bro, this can't be real. Like,
yeah, man.
This is a dream come true. Like,
hopefully that's her calling in right now. She listens.
I hope so, because she has definitely inspired me.
Yeah, I love her, man. But
blame WrestleMania.
Yep.
Right.
WrestleMania is effing up all the poetry in the city. No, man, she can't. Last time I was in this room with Sunni Patterson, I was in here just being silly, and when she came in, she just gave me a contact woke. And
yes. she's like the sun sitting on Earth.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I need to write a poem about that.
Bang.
That's
right.
What you got?
So can you speak on what do you believe? Okay, all of us are artists, but at times it seems like, especially in the mainstream, especially in the media, that certain art crafts, you get more like love, like whether you're a singer, whether you're a rapper, whatever you want to give it to. So, what can you speak on as to why you feel what's the importance of poetry when it comes to society and community?
That's deep. That's a deep question. For me, I would say, because everybody's different, like you said, we're all artists and we all have our own reasons. But for me, poetry is essential to the community because it's a way. Written poetry, I always say these two things. There's written poetry and there's performed poetry.
Right.
Written poetry is a way for you to get your word across with no one interrupting you.
Right.
Like it's you saying everything you feel about your life, other people's lives, your emotions, whatever it is, with no one interrupting you. So it's really a way for you to express yourself. Performance poetry is that times 1,000. Like it's a way for you to express yourself in 3 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever block they give you at that open mic or at that feature show, for you to just tell the world everything you wanted to say without being interrupted. So all that I guess clapping back that you wanted to get, or that lash out that you wanted to get at somebody, or even the sadness that you wanted to express because you couldn't express it in the moment, or even just a everyday piece or whatever, something about your life, the way you live, the way you sing, the way you speak, whatever. It's your moment to just be you, 100%, with nobody telling you how to do it, when to do it, where to do it, or why to do it. Like it's you 100%.
And truthfully, poetry is like the soundtrack of society, because if you look at singing, that's poetry. If you look at rapping, that's poetry. In many ways, like almost anything that you're using to, like you say, express yourself in the manner of speaking is your poetry to the world, because that's what keeps on living on through generations, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I don't know if you know, my man Martin used to be a poet too. I don't know if you can tell by the hat he has on.
The hat is giving me poet.
He's definitely
giving me like
poetry night. I would say though, if I had to label whatever, say he's a performance, a stage poet, just being that he's so expressive and energetic. Faces for days, you know, man.
I follow all of y'all's journeys, so I've definitely seen all your acting and all that stuff. So yeah, you might not think people are watching, but I watch. I follow all of y'all. Yeah.
Jessica, just tell what you got.
So you talked about Sunni Patterson being one of your inspirations. Do you have any other people that you, or any other sources of inspiration? Not necessarily other poets, maybe people from your life, maybe other poets, and then also tell us a little bit more about your style.
Yeah, so I'll start out. My style is specifically, so I'm a young gay black male in New Orleans. So like that is my style.
Shout out to you.
Everything, thank you. Everything I spit about, I speak about and whatnot has to do with some aspect of my life. I always speak true poetry. I tell people there are some poets who can write about, what they think love is going to be. There are some poets who can write about like funny things and just write comedy about, like I saw a piece about Batman and Black Panther and whatnot. That's not the poet that I am. I love that kind of poetry, but I write specifically about my true experiences. So any piece that you ever hear me spit has truth to it. It's something about that, something that I experienced, or something someone said to me, or a moment in my life where I felt a type of way or something. So all of my pieces are centered around being black in America for sure, being gay in America, experiencing being a southern black boy, just trying to get through racism and homophobia and all those different things that happen in here. Because I mean, they're all out there, right?
Yeah.
So that's my style. I tend to stick on the deep end. I actually did a cipher, a poetry cipher. So shout out to Lady Lee, the artist too. You saw that, right?
They got all the heavy hitters.
Yeah, we had some heavy hitters in there. Lady Lee, the artist, put that together, and so we were in there, and everybody had all these pieces about like love and this and that, and then I dropped this piece about like being. I compare butterflies to black boys, and how butterflies have yet to go extinct, but we're still trying to figure out if black boys are extinct or not. And everybody in the room was just like, whoa, and I was like, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, this is just, like, this is who I am. Like, I can't drop a happy, let's all smile kind of piece or whatnot. But that's my style. And so my inspirations have definitely come from Sunni Patterson. My teammates, like, when I made it on Team SNO, I almost cried that night because, like,
with your icon.
Being next to Icon, being next to Hakeem Olaj, coming after Tank, coming after Mwende, and all these people who have like these national championship titles is like mind-blowing. Just absolutely mind-blowing to say that I'm able to sit in a room, like people like Preach and whatnot, like sit in a room and write with them or just send my poems to them and say, hey, what do you think about this? Can you edit this piece for me? Or is this good enough to perform somewhere and whatnot? Like just having that family, that background to say, look, Exodus, this is good. Let's try this. Let's go this route. Let's do that. Like it's crazy.
How do you plan to reinvigorate the local poetry scene to kind of attempt to recapture some of like, and I don't even know if you should attempt to. I shouldn't even say that. You don't want to attempt to recap.
Maybe
revise
or
reinvent.
What are you going?
Come with something
next?
new.
Reinvent is a good word.
Reinvent, yeah, that is a good way. I definitely, like they said, I can't recreate what happened before Katrina here, or even a little bit after Katrina, because that's just mind blowing. Like that's crazy. But to reinvent or to try to bring my own flavor into it and whatnot, starting with the one mic event at Back of Town, that's once a month, and then making that a more regular thing, and then also bringing in new people too, because everybody knows the heavy hitters in New Orleans. Everybody knows Sunni Patterson, and we love when Sunni gets on stage. But at the same time, like we need, you know, those new people coming in to reinvent the scene, to bring in new flavor, to bring in something that people have never heard before. And so I've been reaching out to a lot of new artists that just moved into the city, like me. I'm not from New Orleans. I'm from Lake Charles. So moving here and joining the scene is a completely different experience than growing up in the scene. And so I'm trying to bring in those new people when I go to a show and they say, oh, Exodus, you know, when's the next show, when's the next open mic? I'm like, look, come spit for 10 minutes if you need to. Just get yourself out there. I know, right? That's a long set. I ain't gonna lie, that's a long set.
It is a long set.
I don't know, like how many feelings do you have?
Sometimes you just gotta spit for however long you need to get those emotions out. But like things like that, I try to bring in those new people so they can become the new heavy hitters. Because 20 years from now, you know, Sunni's gonna be making movies and, you know, like doing a documentary about how spoken word started. But we need somebody to actually keep, you know, the ground running. While there are all the heavy hitters that are right now are in the skies and doing, you know, the great things that we aren't. Like Tank. Yeah, we're not getting
like Tank. We're working toward it.
Like Tank. Tank's international right now.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get to like Poetry Street.
That's real. Know what you got, Malik?
So I have a question. Saying that you just moved here to the city and you went to college here, how does coming and moving to New Orleans and living in New Orleans, you believe, affects your artwork? Because being from New Orleans, we take a lot for granted about it being a culture city, but how, in your mind, how does that affect how you create art living in New Orleans?
Yeah. Oh man, that's a great question. I would say that, and not to like, you know, put New Orleans down or anything, but a lot of people do take the city for granted. This is my favorite city on earth. I moved here purposely because it is New Orleans. But people that are from here sometimes are like, oh, why are you moving here? This is whatever. Like I just live here, and I'm like, no, you don't see the beauty in this city. So a lot of my work also centers on New Orleans. I use a lot of New Orleans. I allude to New Orleans a lot. I use a lot of metaphors about New Orleans. I use the things that my students tell me on a daily basis about, you know, what living in the 9th ward is like, what living in the 7th ward is like. Because I don't know those things. So I'm never going to act like I live here or I was grown or I grew up here or anything. I'm always going to, you know, make the point that I've learned these things from real New Orleans residents. But just looking at it from an outside perspective, like this city is absolutely beautiful. And to come in and to be able to see it from a different perspective than those who live here and to use that in my poetry, I think is beautiful. Because I see it in a completely different light, completely different. And so that, like, New Orleans, like, fosters my poetry. And like, literally, I can be driving down the street and be like, that is amazing. Like, I see a man dressed as, like, a unicorn riding a bike.
You write poetry about crackheads?
He could be like riding a bike down like Galvez or something. And I'm like, I need to write a piece.
He got meth in his pocket.
He might.
Right when I was getting to
opioids,
I was getting to the point of tears through the inspiration that Michael was over here. Exodus was saying all this. I was like, damn, you right, my city. I love it. What?
You said the opioid crisis.
Listen. I lived here long enough to know that if you see a man riding a bike wearing a unicorn costume, he got some kind of drug somewhere on or in his body.
And that is okay because that is poetic.
Yes.
Hey man, on that note, Exodus the Poet. So tomorrow you got 2 shows. Huh?
2 shows tomorrow.
Tell them where they can see that again.
So the first show from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. is at Back of Town Coffee Parlor. That's 301 Basin Street. That is $5 cover. The second show starts at 7 p.m. It's at the Ashe Powerhouse Theater on Barone. I'm sorry, I don't have the exact address, but it's on Barone, and that is Team SNO's show.
Team SNO?
Yes.
Sorry.
He knows what's up. And that is also a $5 cover. The first show at Back of Town I'm actually hosting and performing for. I'm doing about a 10-15 minute set. The second show is an open mic. Team SNO open mic is open to anybody. You can come in, spit whatever you want to spit, be comfortable with who you are, and just enjoy your night.
Cool, man. And tell them where to follow you on social media.
Yes, follow me at Exodus the Poet on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, all those things at Exodus the Poet. That's EXODUSTHEPOET. Some people don't know how to spell.
Make sure they know. Make sure they know on Facebook you're Exodus, the Poet.
That is true.
Another Exodus the Poet is that even a man? There's another Exodus the Poet. Yeah, but yeah, we can find that person and track him down and get that one for you because that comma feels unnecessary. Huh?
I use the comma, as you can see. I use the comma.
Oh, you do use it? Okay.
That's important.
Show people you got books.
Look, I got books. I'm out here. Published. So yes, can I plug these?
Yes! That's what you're here for.
No.
I'm bad. My manager tells me all the time, like, Michael, learn how to talk about yourself.
Yeah, get you some media training.
So look, y'all, all right. Shout out to the people who are on live right now that can see. My first book that I published on Thanksgiving Day of 2016 is called The Mississippi Crying. And this book is about my journey. It's actually my journey through healing from Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Rita, police brutality, all of the things that happened to black boys and black girls in Louisiana. And then, so the first 3 chapters are about the actual incidents. The last 2 chapters are about the forms of healing. So how did I heal from those things? And that's called The Mississippi Crying, also available on Amazon. Google me. No, I'm playing. The second book I just published in January of 2018, so just a few months ago. It's called Naked Bird, Don't Feel No Cold. I know it's a weird title, but if you look at the cover, it's a little bird that's sitting on a little tree with some icicles. And it's actually it's dedicated to all the people who have lost their feathers, but have found out that they're not cold, they're actually comfortable. So it's about, losing who you are or who you thought you were to become who you are. And instead of being ashamed in society, you're comfortable with who you are.
I'd love to get that on a digital platform. You have e-books?
I'm working on it, actually, the Kindle version of it. The e-book version of it is coming very, very soon. Right now, both of these are available in print on Amazon, or I also keep them in my trunk at all times.
Just like you do.
Yes.
So when I say I'm going to pop the trunk, I'm selling books.
Master P has the mixtapes in the trunk, and then look at him. Now he is doing ICDC commercials, so you got to keep your head in you, my man. One more time for Exodus the Poet. Thanks for coming, my man. You should stick around because up next we have Sunni Patterson just came in here. We got to work her.
Oh my gosh, can I give her a hug?
Wait, no, you can't hug her. Not allowed to hug Sunni Patterson. She's with child.
Oh my God.
Oh man, but up next we were going to be interviewing this amazing band called LeTrainiump. They're from Lafayette, and if you stick around, they're going to perform live for our Facebook Live viewers. And we're going to play one of these songs for the radio listeners as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So DJ Mastermind, what you got queued up? Okay, nice. All right, so well, look, stay tuned to the Misbelief Radio Show. Don't get nothing on you.
Done.
Well, now, what's up, Jordan Jones, Jermaine Johnson, Keisha Chibuze, I think I said that right, Chelsea Blunt, River, what's up, Megan, John Kendall, Akia Nevels, Kendro, Jordan, George Martin, Brittany Schaffner, how you doing? What's up, Exodus, man?
What's up?
Man, tell them where you can get the show one more last time on Facebook Live. Where you can get the show at tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow at Back of Town Coffee Parlor. That's at 301 Basin Street at 4 o'clock p.m. You bring $5, you can get in. It's an open mic. You'll see me featured on the microphone. You'll see a group called Emancipation Orchestra. We got heavy hitters coming in like Icon, the artist. Gian Francisco Smith comes in on the, or he came in last time, I should say, and did a little freestyle for us. We got some other artists coming in, Aria Monet from Team SNO, doing some amazing things. And then at 7 p.m., we have an actual Team SNO open mic at the Ashe Powerhouse Theater on Barone. And that's another $5 cover, but you also get wine and, Coke and Sprite and water and all those things and popcorn and whatnot. To enjoy an open mic at Ashe, more of a late night open mic where you can, really say whatever you want to say. And that's at Ashe Powerhouse Theater on Barone, and it's going to be amazing. So, yes. And I'm about to, fangirl out because Sunni Patterson just walked in.
What up, Bing?
Oh, my God. What's that? I'm about to, cry. Can I cry?
Oh, do you? Thank you. Oh, please, yes.
This is an honor. Y'all understand the OG?
I'm Sunni. Nice to meet you.
You gotta take the quick selfie right quick.
Same here.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. What's up?
I think Mike want to take a picture with you.
I do. Like, what?
What up, Bean?
Now, question. That's all right. We gonna make it work. You gotta do something go million tonight?
No, it's you know, the event up at Tulane with Mommy Y.A.D.I.G.
Okay.
Everybody was.
I need to get you. I need you to tell me where the address is.
I'm very emotional right now. Y'all understand. This is the woman who like literally inspired me to perform.
Really?
Yes.
That was my expertise.
This is crazy. Like, I remember, so while she's not listening, I was at Xavier University my freshman or sophomore year. We had a show. It was like an art show and whatnot, and Sunni came through and spit. We made it.
Yeah.
Like, at that moment, I was like, I need to take my poetry.
So you got Sunni's album?
Do I? I have everything by Sunni. Like, every YouTube video. Like,
Misbelief RadioShow. Making dreams come true.
Literally making dreams come true. I would have never met this woman any other way.
Really? This your first time meeting her right now?
This is my first time meeting Sunni, yeah.
Wow.
Yes, as many times as I performed in New Orleans and been to events and stuff, I've seen her perform, but I've never been like...
Never been this close, huh?
No.
Yeah, she floated in this shit, didn't she? She floated
literally.
in
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Bean, say what's up to the camera.
What's up?
Tell them what you doing in school lately.
Well, I'm having a little bad days, but normally it's all good, you know.
Normally it's all good?
Yep.
Yeah, that man just was in the Anthony Bean summer camp, theater summer camp.
Yeah, 9 years. I mean, 9 months.
9 months.
Weeks. 9 weeks. Yeah, 9 weeks, yeah.
Hey, boy.
Huh?
You acting?
If anyone want to know who this child belonged to, that's his mama. Boy, smart. He an actor. He also really fast. He ain't faster than me, but he fast. You know I'll bring you, Bean. You ain't gotta worry about that. In the corn, though.
So I came to the show, be at work. Won't be at work, so I'm gonna miss the show. Okay. I'm
Sunni. Where the little one at? The little one.
In the car.
She in the car?
Yeah, we do it every month.
Yeah, school about to take the letter out.
Watch something, whatever she watching.
We do it every single month.
You know what you haven't yet? A boy or a girl? Do you want to say? A boy? Oh, 2 boys and a girl.
2 boys and a girl.
No, congratulations.
Little brief note. Sunni Patterson was my high school teacher, y'all, in poetry, and hit me up on the wall one day when I was tripping in class. I walked out of class.
She almost didn't believe it. Wait, you tell the story.
See what that was? Me, I got told about something. I don't know what it was. And then,
good him up, but good.
Yeah, I walked out of class.
Especially when I know that when I know that you could do, especially what it is that you do. Because he was always such a thinker, you know what I mean, and a writer and everything. So, but then, he was a knucklehead too at times.
Oh, that's still the same.
Not you.
Still same, Josef.
Yeah. I don't think nothing changed.
100 pounds and hit me. I was 220 at the time, still is. But hit me up against the wall with 2 fingers, and I knew from then on. I knew from then on. I was like, I need to listen to what she got to say.
That moment on, I decided to stop being a knucklehead.
Oh yeah, her in Hollywood took me and the young boy Deuce the Poet, and a few others, in time.
And to see what y'all doing now is like amazing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm proud of y'all.
We trying to keep the scene going, we still try to do it.
Y'all doing it. What you mean trying?
Yeah, you're right. We doing it.
Can I sit here?
Yeah.
It's happening.
Little one, Bean. You gonna be in here? You might as well sit here.
You're Bean. If you want to, you got snacks in another room. I don't know if your mama wants you to eat rap snacks now.
Mom, you know I can.
I mean, Nobody eat rap snacks. Somebody eat rap snacks.
You're right. He already think he is.
Yeah.
Thinking about one of the Migos.
He do music?
He do something.
What you doing all day with all this?
Oh wait, did you talk to Devin yet? Did you get your shirt yet?
Devin?
The young man, the DJ, he has something for you.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
It was a surprise.
Yeah.
You just spoiled it. Yeah.
You spoiled it.
Talking too much.
I didn't spoil it.
Damn it, Josef.
I know I didn't. No, I didn't. Because he left it at home. I don't know.
Nah, talking too much.
Talking too much,
I
show.
didn't know about
about a t-shirt.
Yeah, he got something for you.
Is this a t-shirt that I can like wear now, or is this a t-shirt I gotta wait to wear?
You get to pick. You get to pick your. You get to pick your size.
Okay, as long as it ain't no, before. Pre-pregnancy shirt.
Oh, FYI, on the 21st, I'm not gonna be here at work. I'm gonna be at where she gonna be at. Yo, hey.
He had one of them t-shirts for you?
Just heard about it.
Just
heard about it.
Well, boom, I ain't the only one. I feel good now.
Because he was talking too much to Tola.
He know you so big.
Right. Listen, one time. No, I was like, man, we gotta go.
He's
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Wow.
Sunni Patterson here in the booth? Share the video with me. Share the radio. Be a friend.
Why you gotta try to make it?
And being all the personality in the world. This little man right here.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you was trying to get some dap with them.
No.
Fingers, yeah, that's what you
Don't say
They got the Migos ranch.
They got the Migos ranch on the thing.
What'd you say? I missed what he said.
Everybody got to try to.
I didn't hear you. What you said?
You trying to get some Migos?
1 minute, okay.
What is playing? It sounds like it's just a band, eh? It sounds like just a band.
That's better.
I was really, I thought Christian.
Yeah.
Hey guys, the thing is you can't be able to see Migos.
Oh. Is that true?
J Harmony in the building. I see you watching, baby.
Is this Reggie Smith, the Great Sexation? Somebody with a nice smooth instrumental. Who's that? We're going to find out.
All connection.
I will let him manage me.
Here go Martin, the sponsor for Swisher Sweets.
Loud or Reggie?
The sweeter the switcher, the more he gonna get you.
Reggie.
Well, actually, that's what he really is.
No. We on games now.
We always gonna be good, I think, for life, but right now, yeah, we on games. Game Diamond.
So, I'm actually
Natural.
And we're back. Really? Oh no, we come back to the theme song. Hey. And we're back. Now we're back for real this time. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Misbelief Radio Show. You guys are still listening live on WBOK 1230 AM or any one of our many, many platforms. I'm DC Paul, the Millennial Arsenio. Who's this to my left side? Who just meowed?
This is that actor guy, Martin Bass Bradford, man. What's up?
Wow.
What's poppin', y'all? It's J Spill, keeping it real.
Meow. It didn't work when I did it for you.
No, it didn't.
Yo, this is Malik. I do tours. I take photos.
Who that is in the booth? What's happening, Mastermind? Hey, what was the last song you played? I thought that was a Reggie Smith song, The Great Sexation. So would you say that song was that loud or that Reggie? You think so? I would say that was that mid. That was that mid for me. Mm-hmm.
Shots fired.
Yeah, no, that's not shots fired. Oh man,
different people have different tastes. I concur.
It was that mid.
It was cool.
Okay,
you know?
Malik, was it that loud or the Reggie?
I wouldn't play.
You wouldn't play it? It was that Reggie? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Either way.
Did you listen to it?
It wasn't.
He didn't listen to it.
No, honestly, all the music, it has to be something that captures you. So when you hear, it stops you. I want to let me listen.
Right. I actually had to. I made it a point to listen. And then before that, DJ Mastermind, what were you playing? DJ Mastermind, what was the song you played right before that? Okay, what about that one? Was that one that loud or that Reggie? What you think? That was that mid. Okay. Anybody else give that one a listen?
I didn't listen to it.
That one was also that mid to me. And we have here our second interview guest here on the Misbelief on this episode of the Misbelief Radio Show. We got the claps ready because this deserved claps. Y'all make some noise for Sunni Patterson. That is international spoken word legend, Sunni Patterson. Sunni, welcome to the Misbelief Radio Show.
Oh man, it's an honor.
Before I ask you about them songs, I gotta ask all the guests the first question. Do you know what a misbelief is?
Of course.
Okay. Do you have some experience with the misbelief you want to share?
Absolutely. Now, to be honest, when I was always a little girl who played and all of this kind of stuff, but I was never one, to be honest, to eat misbelief.
Really? Okay.
No, I I didn't like stuff on juice on my hands.
Oh man. So okay, so what neighborhood would you at least see him in growing up?
Oh, so I grew up in the 9th Ward,
Okay.
so I always there. And do I need to do there we go. Always, saw him there. And now being in Algiers, where my mom and all them from. And I'm not telling them nothing. I'm not saying nothing.
Man, she gotta let it be known that she got the West Bank roots. Oh, so you may be the only person I know who's met the actual Arsenio, right? You've been on the Arsenio Whole Show, haven't you? Oh, how this was the second reiteration, or this was when it came back. How was that? What was that experience like? Was it better than this? No, I know
the
you.
Check was. But
those are clean facts. That'll be okay.
But no, I mean, but listen, Arsenio I could say was, but just from my experience, great. As far as, nice, being a nice person, and then hearing the people who worked with him and worked for him. Nobody had it. Was like
it was so surprising. It was when Sinead O'Connor was accusing him of giving Prince cocaine. I don't know if everybody knew that. She was the one that was like, Arsenio is the reason why the reason why Prince developed a drug problem. Sinead O'Connor said that. I was like, you're not gonna.
Well, did Prince want that cocaine?
I don't know that.
I know. I follows my Arsenio. Okay, right. When she said it, I was like, all right, we got to get the Beehive or whatever we call ourselves together. We got to come after Sinead O'Connor because she's coming after Arsenio.
I like Sinead. I like Sinead. She got a thing going on, but I like Sinead though. She going through something.
You are an international spoken word legend, right? From right here in New Orleans. You've done Nike commercial.
Yeah, I think so.
Look how you've done the actual Arsenio Hall show. You on HBO's Def Poetry Jam. What would you say was the highlight of your performance career so far? Did I stump you?
I don't know.
Oh, I know you know the words.
I think the one that probably was the most surprising and quick, because of just based on what it is that I had to do, was the Serena commercial.
Oh, the Serena Williams, yeah.
Yeah, that probably was the because I went there for one thing. Well, it was called. She wanted to use the part of Black Unicorn, the song with chains, with 2 Chainz, for her workout commercial.
Mm-hmm.
So when they called, it was just like, do you watch tennis and everything? I'm like, not really. And then it was like, Serena wants to use your...
I watch tennis all the time.
Right, of course. But, so initially it was to go there to do the video or commercial for Black Unicorn, which we did.
Which, by the way, is your song with 2 Chainz.
Right.
If y'all ain't know, she was on 2 Chainz album, Sunni Patterson.
That's
random, yeah.
But you know what? We've been knowing each other we met maybe in...
When he was Teddy Boy?
That's
random, yeah.
That's what's up.
That is random.
We met when he was... So this might have been in, I don't know, like 97 or 96. So we've been tight ever since.
So you
thought we still do a lot of work together.
You thought she was going to shoot a video for that song when that turned out to be...
Well, we ended up doing the commercial, and then Beats just used my voice and her... her working out. And so I was going up there to do the video. And so on the way, now mind you, at that time, I think I was it had to be Mozzie, my daughter. I was, she was still, I travel with my children all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there. She was little, so it had to be, I think it might have started around like 3 o'clock that morning, just getting together because they wanted to do a sunrise shoot. And so on the way to the shoot, they said, do you think you could do like a congratulatory piece just in case she wins? I was like, for when? For like right now? They're like, yeah, right now. It just can only be like 30 seconds. And anybody that writes knows that a 30-second piece is like one of the hardest things to write because it still has to punch. You still have to be mindful at the same time. Like it was one of the first times that, I can say one of the first times in that kind of space that I had to be mindful of the words that I use, meaning to say black and woman in the same sentence is a complete threat. But to say brown and woman is not.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I didn't think about that, but
so to say brown and girl is really not.
Right.
But black and woman is a problem.
Did you say black woman or is it?
I was called again to do another, as far as voiceovers for her. At that point, it was like they didn't want me to write it, but they wanted my voice. But I understand that because that's we're dealing in that arena. That's a whole other piece. So then they asked, well, what do you think about it? Like, away from her in a lot of cases, what it is that she has done, the strides she's made, the doors she's opened, the ceilings that she shattered, and things like this. And so that's a big thing. So I had to, in those few minutes, try to, just construct this piece that would say congratulations, of course, but that would also speak to, of course, when they do your hands, like when they
run a little thing over.
They run that thing over your hands, right? So it was like, I was like, I ain't got no guns. So it was like, you need to sit over here.
It
was this kind of
from the
thing.
night watch.
Right.
No, you mentioned that you travel with your kids. I remember seeing you in one of the super lounges at Essence Fest. You were performing, I think, right before Chrisette Michelle, and you had, I think it was your daughter, strapped in one of them little.
Oh, that was Bean. Yeah, that was Bean.
Bean was strapped there right. As you're performing, you got the baby right on your body, and it.
That is just
not only did it not take away, it added to the performance. Like it made you look so much more powerful. It did.
What's going on?
Yeah.
It just Floras. We have Floras every Mondays. Floras now is it's still Floras is still there. It's still, the shop that's on the corner. So yeah, that was days where and it wasn't now what you see too is everybody is a showman. It wasn't always a show. It was like, I'm working on this, and I just want some feedback.
Sure.
Type of
Community
thing.
of
So
poets.
it took the flash at the same time out of it, to where it didn't intimidate so many people, because you have a lot of writers now that want to write and want to speak, right? But it's such a show sometimes.
It's true.
Which we need shows though.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. I feel like we absolutely need that, but there are definitely spaces where people just need to come and just give feedback. So even what it is that you're doing with the songs, this is an important piece too. I mean, because it's what we did. So I came up under you looking at Kalamu Ya Salam and people like this who are pioneers in civil rights movements.
Who was giving Kalamu feedback? I wonder.
Well, Kalamu, you have, from, I'm talking about, these are people like, even when we look at Duck and people like this, you got Lorraine Hansberry and all of these kind of.
You also got people that Tom Dent, you got Jerry Ward.
Yeah.
So these are his contemporaries. They would give each other feedback.
Well, and that was, that was what it was. You had it. I'm talking about, I would write things where I'm like, Baba, what you think about this? Start over. Masterpiece. No, start over. But we need that kind of thing. We need that kind of connection, I guess you can say, to that generation. It's so often that we're seeing a generation of people who are not connecting to these elders and are not even able to say a lineage. When you look at a basketball player, you see they always got a ball. And they can tell you Jordan, Pippen, such and such, so forth and so on, and go back and back and back. But it's quite often that you speak to a poet or writer, and they can't go behind themselves.
That's true. Wow.
And that it's a tragedy even, So we have to get to a space where we are holding circles, whether it's reading circles, whether it's hey, did you read this book? Hey, did you see this? Hey, did you do this? So that we're picking up. This is not just about doing things grammatically, but it is about doing things in an order so that we understand who Gwendolyn Brooks is, that we know who Jane Cortez is, that we know who the Kalamus are, that we know who the Tom Dents are, you know, these kind of things. That's coming out of New Orleans, especially the Buddy Boldens. You know, it goes beyond the, you know, the writing of something, because so often we're writing in a cadence. So it's like, what does this cadence remind me of? Let me go back to this particular artist. Let me go back to, you know, these kind of things.
Actually, I was going to say, I feel like why, at least coming as a comedian, I can say a lot of comedians tend not to listen to too much comedy because you don't want to sound like
no, absolutely. And I don't think it's a matter of so even in the midst of development, right? Developing your style, developing your work. It's not necessarily that you're doing it to be like them, but you're doing it just so that you can. It's a study so that you can still refine who you are, refine what it is that you're thinking, refine your ethic, refine your belief system, you know, and everything that comes with who it is that you will be as an artist and as a person. This goes beyond just being just an artist and a comedian. We know that because, you know, this is not about just making somebody laugh. You know what I'm saying? It's so often that you are speaking about political events and softening it up around the edge so that we can be able to laugh at it, because, frankly, the shit's... Can we curse on that?
No. You've been here before.
Frankly, it's funny. Frankly, I'm sorry. You know, frankly, because things are funny. Yeah. Right? So it allows us... It's truly, it's the comedian and it's the artist and the poets, you know, things like this and people like this, that allows us to get to the heart, that allows us to find the pulse of the people so that we're able to get to the heart of a matter in the quickest, best, highest, and most appropriate way. True that. And that we can be able to laugh about it and look at it like, okay.
Now, you mentioned poetry becoming a show and a spectacle, and that was a good segue to this show that you got on tour right now. Yeah. Gomela. Tell me more about it. I haven't had the pleasure of seeing it yet, but I've heard so many things about it. Shame on you. Don't shame me now.
Yeah, but Gomela, To Return Movement of Our Mother Tongue is a phenomenal piece, not just because I am one of the developers of the piece, but it's a phenomenal piece. So it traces this passage from Africa to Haiti and New Orleans and so forth and so on. So it kind of plays on time and space in that sense, so that we're able to look at it from not just past eyes, right, and present eyes, but future eyes, and see that these things kind of weave in and out of each other. So there are times where you will see an auction block, but you will see that this auction block is a block. You know, you'll see just the movement of what that looks like, and just what was developed by the dancers. So that's
and that was it is a movement-based thing, right?
No, so the first one, yes, it moved. As a timeline moved, the audience moved. But for the sake of touring and things like that, you can't risk it.
But I mean, it's heavy dance based, right?
Movement in that sense. Yes. Yeah, because there was a point where the actual audience moved.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was the first.
I went to a different room in the theater.
Oh, that's really interesting. I like that.
Yeah, so it's so in this sense, we couldn't do it because of, again, with touring. You know, you just can't risk being in another city and like, it's raining now. Where do we go from here? You know, this kind of thing. So
I've been seeing the pictures on social media. Them costumes are beautiful. It looks like Jeremy Jaden. He's playing Eshu.
Jeremy is a beast.
Yeah, man. That dude is multi-talented.
You know, it's something working with dancers, because my language is writing, but for a dancer to take my words and interpret them and, you know, to see how it fits in their body is something that's an amazing piece. So these with Jeremy, Keisha, Kai, and then the director Stephanie McKee, you know, Junebug Productions is just phenomenal. So I'm excited about the piece. I'm very very proud of the piece. Most of my work is ancestor based. So I you know, the aim for me is always to bring people to an awareness, or at least help facilitate what it looks like to be more in tune and in touch with your ancestors and with yourself. So that's what this piece does.
Where is it going next, and when is it coming back home to New Orleans?
So it's here April 20th and April 21st at the CAC. Yeah. Don't come in at 2, 4:20 out. Because you know
tell me what to do.
You get triggered by that auction block in some cases, and then you know we've had people kind of pass out. So it's not stuff that we have.
What time on it? That's a Friday.
7 o'clock. It's Friday and Saturday, April 20th, April 21st. For ticket information, you can I say all of this?
Yeah, please do.
You can go to junebugproductions.org for more information, tickets, and coming up we'll have a code, I'm sure, where people can get, you know, a percentage of some sort.
Okay. I'm sure my co-host got some questions. I know you got to get out of here in a few. Yeah. What y'all got?
Do we really have time?
Okay. Well, I mean,
I just want to say thank you so much for coming and keep doing everything you do. You're absolutely wonderful. And you're an inspiration.
That's a blessing for me. I'm proud of this whole piece and just what it is that's happening and the movement that y'all are making here and just the strides that y'all are making.
Can we get you back at some point, though?
Please, I would love it.
We have questions for
I'm sorry. I dominated.
I would love that.
So thank you for coming, Sunni. If y'all don't know how to follow Sunni Patterson on social networks, Sunni, S-U-N-N-I, Patterson. And that's that on Instagram, that's that on Facebook, and anywhere else you're looking for Sunni Patterson. And then check out Gomela.
Please.
On April 20th and 21st at the CAC. I'll be there on that Friday because I'm off, and that seems like what I should be doing on that Friday.
Yes, you should.
That's what I need to be doing with my life. Yeah. So we should make an effort to go as a group. I hate
we should, yeah.
When we're playing things like this on the air, I get to hold them to it.
That's right.
See, on that episode, you said you was gonna be there. Mastermind, you gonna be there? I'm holding him to it. Hey, Bat, you gonna be there, huh? 420?
Yeah, 421, right?
No, 420.
So it's 420, 421. You pick your day.
How about that 421?
It's gonna be here 421. One more time.
It's a lot going on in the city too at that time. It's a whole bunch that's happening.
True that. All right, y'all. Thanks again for coming, Sunni.
Yes, plenty love. Plenty love.
Hey, we're gonna take a break and play another song by a local artist. Y'all can call us at 504-260-9265. Tell me if it's that loud or that Reggie. DJ Mastermind, what you got queued up?
I got Sucre by Y.A.D.I.G.
Okay, nice. Sucre. Hey, when we come back from this break, for real this time, we're chatting with LeTrainiump, all the way from Lafayette, and then we're going to take a break after them and watch them perform live in Studio 1230. Y'all, stay tuned to the Misbelief Radio Show, and don't get none on you.
Too many jobs.
Sherelle Blazer said, hey, y'all, can't wait to see Gomela in New Orleans.
Sherelle, that's my people. That's my people.
So plug them one more time for where they can go ahead for the Facebook Live. Let them know where they can go for 420.
It's 420 and 421, 7 o'clock, but you can go to junebugproductions.org for ticket information and to buy tickets. But Gomela, to return movement of our mother tongue, you will not be disappointed. So just come, check it out.
You want to talk about Congo TV a little bit?
Congo TV a little bit. What is it, an app you can get? You put me on the spot with this guy. But Golden Mike, you can go watch the Golden Mike on Congo TV. I'm hosting the Golden Mike. Look, I don't have all this when I'm hosting. But it's a beautiful, beautiful piece. Poets from all over, based here in New Orleans, but the poets are from, of course, here, Chicago, Atlanta, all of these things. St. Louis. We're just poets from all over. I want to say, hold on.
You want one of them candies? You got one.
So I want to say maybe like 8 shows, and they're all fire shows. So check it out. You can go to, no, you can't have one of those. Go to, it's Amazon. I know it's on Amazon, on the Fire Stick, Congo TV Network. Or you can go to the website, Congo TV Network. I think it's CongoTVNetwork.com. Go to the website. And it shows, there's other shows that's on there as well. It's a show Masters. Did they start that? Don't give me the line. Look, I know for sure.
Golden Mike for sure.
I know for sure about Golden Mike. Okay, so y'all go see Golden Mike, see some powerful poets. I'm telling you, some of it that is truly life-changing when we're hearing some of these poets. So go check it out.
All right, thank you, y'all. Sunni Patterson.
Thank you.
Glowing.
I'm coming now. I'm coming around this way for hugs.
Don't love it. I don't care about it.
It's okay. It was my fault, y'all.
Oh man, I'm so glad you came. I know it's been raining and WrestleMania and all this is all that and all that.
That's what it is.
Yeah, WrestleMania.
That traffic was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, thank you, DC. I appreciate you.
DC didn't think this day would come.
Facebook Live. Little Y.A.D.I.G chips.
Oh, not the ooh-wees. The ooh-wee Cheetos. The ooh-wees. Hot fries.
That boy totally dropped this iPad. I saw you.
No, it's, you know, I'm not even going to blame it on Sunni. I'll take that lick. I'll take that lick. I'll take that lick for Sunni. You know what I'm saying?
That's that bullet.
Y'all didn't notice, but Sunni Patterson floated into the room. She doesn't really walk too many places.
I saw it. I seen it.
Yep.
Her feet didn't touch the ground.
It's funny. It's like rose petals go fall to her feet, and then they pick themselves right back up. so they don't hurt the earth.
Hey, could y'all disconnect from the Wi-Fi on your devices?
I'm not on it.
Yeah, because the connection was, yeah.
Hey, and we're back, you guys. Hey, just like that, we back. Welcome back to the Misbelief Radio Show. You guys are listening live on WBOK AM 1230. I'm DC Paul, the millennial Arsenio with no material on Vimeo, the slim waist, baby face, deep voice, #1 choice for comedy, hosting, radio, MCing, and sometimes nail biting here in the city of New Orleans. And as always, and also #1 for analingus. I keep forgetting that I'm the #1 analingus performer in the city of New Orleans. I know it's not your business. But it's just, anyway, I surround myself with colorful, cool kids and creative cats. Who's this to my left side?
It's that actor guy, Mr. Bats.
And to his left?
What's up, y'all? It's Jay Steele.
And in the booth? And in the booth?
We got your boy Mastermind. What's happening?
What's happening? I guess it's lit in the booth. How they
It's boo-boo lit.
I'm talking to awesome people right now.
Rap snacks get the party turned, huh? That's cool. Hey, what was that last song you played?
That was Sucre Sucre by Y.A.D.I.G.
Okay, would you say that song was that loud or that Reggie?
I must have to say it was that mid.
That mid?
For me, it was that loud. I love it.
I thought it was kind of loud too. Right? So you guys familiar with the terms loud and Reggie?
No. I don't know. Inform us.
Okay.
That's a setup.
Really, for real?
I'm serious.
Okay.
We from Lafayette, bro.
These are marijuana terms. I hate to say it. So loud is like some really high grade. Reggie just means regular. Right,
and mid kind of falls.
That sounds loud.
That was loud?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Local artists, we only play music by local artists on this show, and they always ask us for feedback.
Right.
And I can't, as one person, tell you if I liked it or not because it's different tastes.
Right.
So we always feel feedback from whoever, and louder Reggie is the nicest way that I could put it.
Instead of saying wet.
Right, exactly. We ain't slamming or jamming to smash or to bash it. I mean, louder Reggie. So you say it was that loud?
I think it was loud, man.
Okay.
Put me in the right mindset.
Cool. By the way, if you don't want to know who I'm talking to, that is Trey from LeTrainiump. Make some noise for me. Get the claps ready. There it is. There it is. Introduce your other bandmates who are here in the booth with you.
You know what? I'm gonna let Josef speak for himself.
Josef?
Yeah, I'm Josef.
Oh, are you?
We have another one?
Here we are.
You mean you've been here this whole time? Your name was Josef, and you didn't say that out loud?
I have never met another
Really? His
Joseph.
name is Joseph.
Hey.
Mr. Michigan Central. And what's your name?
Hello, it's 7 Clark on the 1 and 2.
Oh, man. I thought
7 Clark, let's meet Park.
I thought your name was going to be DC. I was going to punch you in your jaw. Shut up. Joseph.
Hey, I will be the first one to start videoing that mug, too. I'll watch it. See how this play out.
He's a husky kid. I wouldn't dare. And then shout out to your other two bandmates who couldn't be
I
here.
just want to shout out Luke LaPrairie, Abby Sunbuckner. We love y'all. Wish you could be here with us. We understand, though.
Yeah, man. So I met y'all, I'm going to say maybe that was August of last year when that was the first So Far show that I had a hand in organizing, and you guys were on that one. Remember?
Yeah.
I know it was y'all because it was such, it was high energy. You guys had that little house moving. We was dancing. We was sweating.
We tried.
We was all against the wall with it, man. So listen, how would you? I forgot what you told me when I introduced it. It was like a fusion of pop.
Man, if I could say anything, it's at its core, it's pop. But, you know, you got some funk influence, you got some soul influence, you know, old Motown influence into it. So it's kind of like a gumbo, you know what I mean? It got all the right flavors to
be
it.
making a gumbo music. That's Louisiana for that ass. You guys are on tour right now, I heard, right?
Well, we're right now we're booking up and finalizing our tour. We should be doing that this summer. We'll be moving across America, trying to hit Nashville, Columbus, and then working our way over to Kansas City and things like that. So right now we're just trying to like get through April and settle down and start this recording process because we're trying to get new music to our people.
I was going to say that. So how long until we can see some music?
Oh, man.
I like to get the scoop.
Due dates, huh?
Early
you got to follow us on Facebook and Instagram to figure that one out.
Yes, and by the way, the band name is spelled LeTrainiump.
Wow,
I'm so proud. So where'd the name come from?
I was about to ask that. That's a really interesting name.
Oh, man. Okay, I didn't want to say it like this, but it's actually my name.
That's the man's name.
And it was not my idea to name the band after me. I have to say this. It was his idea.
It was. Not an idea.
He didn't fight it that hard, though.
I mean, I fought it for like a few seconds, and then I realized, okay, I mean, I don't use the name. Everybody calls me Trey anyway. So basically, where the name came from, I wish I can give y'all like this crazy story, like my parents were like refugees or something like that.
I wish you could.
I'll be honest with you. I really don't know, honestly, because up until like last month, I thought my mom came up with this name, and then I'm hanging out with my dad in Houston, and he's like, "Oh, how's the band going?" I'm like, "Oh, it's going pretty good. We're starting to be in demand. People are asking us to go places." It's like, "Man, I always knew that name was gonna be something." you always knew that name was gonna be. What are you talking about? He's like, "No, man, I came up with that name." I was like, "No, my mom came up with that name. I'm pretty sure you said it was your name. She took it, and she was like, I'm going to name my son after you,' and things like that."
So he came up with that fake name.
Apparently, I was
wrong. That's what you told me when I first met you. That was your dad's name, or that your dad told your mom.
So my mom, the story my mom gives me is, which I gotta do this. Shout out to my mom. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Happy birthday, Mom.
Mama Trainium. Mama Trainium.
Lady Trainium.
I know I'm not there, but it is what it is.
Well, I got hungry for Asian food when you hit that bell.
So what happened was the story my mom gave me was the story she gave me was, her and my dad were together, and she was, she found out she was pregnant. She was like, "Man, what am I gonna name this kid?" And my dad was like, "Well, my name used to be LeTrainiump, but they changed it to Lee, so it was Christopher LeTrainiump. Now it's Christopher Lee." And she said, "Well, I'm gonna take your middle name and I'm gonna make it his name, but his name's Lee." So when I met my dad, the first thing I asked him, I was like, "So let me ask you a question. I know this might be like outlandish, but is your name LeTrainiump?" And he looked at me and he was like, "No, bro." I was like, "What are you kidding me? No." "Yes, it better be." And so that was the story I thought I knew, and that's a story I told everybody for years. So I'm sorry. And then I'm hanging out with my dad last month, and he was like, "Man, I always knew that name was gonna go somewhere." I'm like, "What? So who named me? Like, y'all gonna let me know something?"
The universe named you.
So people always ask what the name means. I think we're creating a meaning for it as we go. So we'll figure it out when my life is over.
It could be
when it's over, though.
That got super dark. We're gonna find out before.
It's not dark. It's not dark because you got to think it's gonna take a whole lifetime to collect a big meaning. So that when I'm gone and that legacy passes on, when my son or my daughter hears that name, they're like, "Yo." I remember that.
That word is going to mean.
But that's a collective. That's all of us.
See, I thought you would say it was like a backronym where, like, maybe in about a couple of years, you guys would come up with a different story for the name. But no, you're like, "No, when I die, you're all defined.
Establish my dominance. When I die, then no. You might name the band Josef or Stephen then.
Hey man, so what song you submitted to DJ Mastermind?
That song's called "So Alive," man.
So Alive. Tell me about that song.
Oh man.
Is that a single?
Yeah, it is a single. But it's gonna be right now. It's getting revamped and it's gonna be on our upcoming EP, our album. We don't know yet. We'll just figure it out as we go. But the song basically came from I was 22 trying to figure out my life living in Romania at the time.
Wait, in Romania?
Romania?
Just glaze over living in Romania now. What are you doing in Romania?
If we got time, I guess I could tell you. I'm gonna shoot it too short. I was a missionary there. I was trying to discover my life. I thought that's what I wanted to be. That's what I wanted to do. While there, I realized, this is not actually what I want to be. This is not what I want to do.
Too many vampires.
Yeah.
I mean, I was chilling at Dracula's castle. He was pretty tight, though. He came out at night. You know
should
what I mean?
tell people that LeTrainiump is the Romanian term for finding yourself.
Ooh. Boom!
Boom! Bars.
Boom! Bars.
Y'all recorded that?
It's on the podcast.
We don't get no credit for that. That was
nice.
beautiful.
So the song "So Alive."
Yeah.
Is this one that I've seen you guys perform twice now. Is this one that I've heard either so far or at the High
Oh,
House?
yeah.
So it's a high energy, it's a dance number.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, man. So you're gonna perform for us in Studio 12:30. I hope y'all stick around and perform something at the end of the show too. I mean, you came all the way from. Okay, good, man. Good. We got an extra
boss man over there.
extra song from LeTrainiump. Hey, tell them where to follow. Tell them how to spell LeTrainiump and where to follow y'all on social media.
LeTrainiump. Again, LeTrainiump.
I promise, if you Google that, you search for it on any social media, it will be
the only ones.
Follow me because y'all got hella Instagram followers. How that happened? Y'all got,
man! So in that process of traveling and trying to discover my life, Instagram was big about 4 or 5 years ago. It became the thing where everybody would just hashtag well traveled, things like that. And so in that time, I just started connecting with different people. We started connecting with different people. And we jumped on the Instagram train, man, and we just started taking pictures at all these different places, connecting, making communities, just making friends, just bringing people together. You know what I mean? And, when Instagram sees that, they sponsor you. And so they put you as a suggested user. And so when you create a new Instagram, the first person that people see when they create that Instagram is you.
Nice.
And so they put me on that list. So when people started to see get their Instagram, the first person they could follow was me. So 20,000 followers later, we ended up being that, and then it dropped down to like 14 now, but because we started refining like who we are, because we wanted it to be a band and not just something we.
Right, man. That's good stuff, man. I'm looking forward to this performance. If you guys are watching live on the Facebook, do share this video because LeTrainiump is about to tear it down in Studio 12:30. And if you're listening live on the radio, this is So Live by LeTrainiump, right?
Yeah.
You guys, y'all stay tuned to the Misbelief Radio Show and don't get none on you. You need
LeTrainiump.
Let's just hope it's that loud and not that rigid.
Come on.
Oh yeah. LeTrainiump is what they use when they run out of vibranium in Wakanda. They use LeTrainiump.
Oh yeah, man. I'm from Wakanda.
Wakanda bomb. So Josef, what's up with this? How you spell your name?
Okay, I don't know how to hold it.
Is the same? Is the exact same? No.
He doesn't do that. He's not doing that.
Are you Hungarian? Oh. It was close. We were almost there. We almost made it.
7-hour drive.
Hey, Joseph.
Bro, I watched all the Matrix.
Great move. I can match all the time.
Me too.
What's up, Darryl? All right, y'all.
Hold on. We went on Devin.
No, I went on Devin. I was about to tell people to get my space. I need to move around. Cameraman.
Oh, close that door?
Yeah, I really was talking to you there. I was trying to say the nicest way for everybody. But I really meant you.
All right, y'all. Here it is. For the first time in Studio 12:30, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for LeTrainiump.
Yeah!
It's in a Stella, I want more. You make me feel so alive. You make me feel it. You make me feel so alive. You make me feel it. You make me feel so alive. You make me feel it. You make me feel so alive. You make me feel it. Alright, can I teach y'all something? Y'all can sing it with me? Oh, yeah. I'ma sing this. I can't, repeat after me. I just can't get enough. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, you make me, ooh, you take me there. I can't, I just can't get enough. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, you make me, ooh, you take me. You sing with me. I can't, I just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, you make me, ooh, you take me there. I can't, I just can't get enough. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. So alive. Hey. You make me feel it. There we go. That's how we like to do it. So alive. Everywhere we go is a party. Yeah. You make me feel it. Now that you know it, sing it with me. Make me feel so alive. You make me feel it. You make me, yeah. Me feel so alive. Last time. You make me feel it.
That was that loud. Make sure you follow LeTrainiump, LeTrainiump on all the social networks, man. One more time for LeTrainiump. They gonna stick around and do one more at the end of the show because we got like 20-30 minutes left.
We got like 20 minutes left.
We got like 20 minutes left. 20 more minutes, stick around. Do one more for us? Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Man.
We got a few in the pocket.
You
know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, I heard them they good.
Keep it in
Since
my
taking the bangers. I heard about that. Next year, Tiny Desk. If y'all win next year. No, next year, Tiny Desk.
Hey, we'll take it, bro. We'll take it. If y'all know any booking agents, please holler at us. We need you.
They need an agent, y'all.
We need you. We need an agent. We
There you
trying
go.
to get places. We trying to make the whole team win. When the wave go, we want to all ride that mug.
We got to okay, I got some. What's that? Yeah, iTunes.
You make me feel it. It's hard when you run out of tea. It's some lukewarm water in the kitchen. Alright, go all the way to down in that deep dark hallway, and to the left is the kitchen. All the way at the end. You make me feel it so alive. So
Hey, is he still live right now?
Yeah, we still live, bro.
A.D. Hey, Maggie Boo. That's my baby. Hey, girl.
Alright, I hope they follow us and watch it Facebook
I think they're
Live.
watching right now.
I hope so. I hope so.
Chloe, Abby, Luke, Meg, my woman. Hey, girl.
So you're the manager, right?
I'm the bass player and one of the tracking engineers, studio guys for the band. So, me and Josef are co-cutting this album, and Trey is helping us produce it all and make it all make sense. So it's happening one day at a time.
One day.
I think we're planning on June for everything to be cut, done, finished before our tour.
Dominique Richard.
Dominique Richard. Yes.
Richard.
That's her right there.
And she is in tears. Oh, back up, but you so tall. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
So that's it?
Yeah, right for right now. But she said, "Hey, Stefan," with the crying, laughing face.
That's my wife.
I
love you, baby. We gonna make it, girl. We gonna eat.
We gonna eat.
Hey there, Delilah. Hey there. We gonna make it for real. For real, man. I just gotta make it. I feel it. I feel it. Back to this brother though.
Hey, that's the man we're playing right there.
Thanks for that.
Meg Percival. Percival.
Hold up.
So you single like me, huh, Joseph?
Yeah. It's the single. Yeah, who's gonna have that name? You know, successful for us. Josie Delaware. Is it spelled the same?
You on it?
Yeah. Yeah, we spell our name the same.
Josef.
Ooh, oyster. That sounds good, and I don't even eat oyster. I like the flavor, but I don't like the texture.
Brent Ledoux.
I don't. How have you tried it?
Brent Ledoux.
10 seconds.
I like this song.
Or Ledoux.
10 seconds.
I love you.
So y'all, that was that loud, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I liked it.
Which one is these?
I like feel good music. You know that music that just makes you feel good. You know I'm on? Middle finger in the air. Pointed directly at you.
Stop though. I stop.
What's happening?
And on that note, we're back, y'all. We're back. Welcome back to the Misbelief Radio Show. You're listening live on WBOK AM 1230. I'm DC Paul, the Millennial Arsenio. Woof, woof, woof. Who's this? Woof, right side.
Keeping it black with India Mack.
Wow.
Hey, girl.
Passe Black.
Welcome back, India Mack.
Yeah, I'm Passe Black. Pass on black.
Who that is?
Pass
To your right side.
Yo, this is Malik. I give tours. I snap photos. Is that?
Word up, word up. And who's this to my left side?
It's that actor guy, Mr. Bats.
Whoa. And to your left side?
What's up, y'all? It's Jay Still Keeping It Real.
Jay Still Keeps It Real. And who that is in the booth? What you smacking on? What you got? Rap snacks?
He got some
These
rap snacks.
Are ruining my show. I swear to God. Not a little
Little
Yachty.
Yachty chips.
Not a little Yachty.
Yeah, man,
Little
little
Yachty
Yachty
in your
chips.
mouth.
Curls, and it's
They're
horrible that the
good.
crunchy curls look like his hair.
They do look like his hair.
That's good marketing right there, man.
They do.
So what was that last song you played, DJ Mastermind?
That last song I played was Love You by
He was here last week. Hey, Levy. And you know what? That song was, I wasn't even going to ask you. That song was that loud to me. I like the sample. I like his flow. He got good lyricism. What y'all think, though? Did a lot of that right
Yeah,
there?
I like it. I love you.
It's the same as last week?
That loud.
It wasn't the same song he did last
I
week.
didn't hear it, so I can't.
Okay. That song he did last week was...
Y'all be lying.
Okay, thank you for not lying. Well, this is probably my favorite segment here on the Misbelief Radio Show. It's Hot Topics. I mean, what's going on out here?
What's going on out here?
You heard me? This is where we talk about local topics, talking points, news, events, new businesses, whatever's going on out here that interests us as black millennials here in the city of New Orleans. I got what's going on out here.
What's up?
After this show at 9:30, the Blue Nile. So,
Yeah.
you know, Ari Jackson, who was here on the Misbelief Radio Show, it's her birthday.
Yep.
And her birthday was a few days ago, actually. But she celebrates tonight at the Blue Nile with Raheem Glaspie, DJ Novi, Negus. Negus.
That's my
Shout out to
Negus.
him. That's my cousin.
Really?
Like, for real.
Dope.
I just found that
You
out.
well connected in this.
Right.
Girl.
It's like a
Okay.
third person.
Cousin, bitch.
And also, Bakul Nass is going to be the backing band. So it's going to be a vibe. It's free tonight at the Blue Nile, hosted by the Millennial Arsenio. Doors at 9:30. And I think we're just going until like 12 or something like that. It's going to be a nice time, man. Check us out at the Blue Nile tonight. That's what's going on out here.
Yeah.
Hey, Bats, I see you Googling things.
Hey,
What
man,
you
go
got?
to somebody. My stuff ain't loading
Okay,
up on
hey.
these black computers.
Hey, Malik, what's going on out here?
That's how he throw me out there in these waters. Well, you know, tonight at 3 Keys, the Big Easy Brawlers will be playing. So they're going to be jamming at 3 Keys tonight. It starts at 10 p.m. So go there with your second line and get you on your good foot and get your jam on at 3 Keys. You know, 3 Keys are in the Ace Hotel. So it's at the Ace Hotel and it's their performance venue. So it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, man, check out the 3 Keys tonight. The Big Easy Brawlers, you heard me? And that's what's going on out here at the Ace Hotel. Hey, India Mack, keep
up?
it black. What's going on out here?
So this weekend is the Beyond Incarceration Summit 2018. It's a summit for recently released women who were incarcerated at it's empowering incarcerated and formerly incarcerated women. And I got a chance to go and check them out today. So these women put together their own summit to talk about the dehumanization of the prison system, which has always been like a big topic for me because I have a lot of family that's gone through the prison system, and so it reaches a special place in my heart. And some of the people that they had was Susan Burton from the New Way of Life Reentry Project, Kathy Baldwin, Center for Justice at Columbia University, and it goes on and on. But it was a lot of people. You learn a lot of different stories and different ways that you can impact them. And one of the things I like to do is reach out to the children of incarcerated women, especially when I was teaching. So if you want to get involved, tomorrow is the last date of the summit. and it's held at the St. Charles Avenue Baptist Church. And I don't know the address, but I can find it for you. Oh, 7100 St. Charles Avenue. So tomorrow is the last day from 8 to 12.
All right, well, that's what's going on out here. Jay, still, you want to keep it real? What's going on?
I'm going to keep it a little real, but I'm going to keep it fat right quick. So, the Forestry Festival happened today. I believe it's going on tomorrow. I could be wrong. But then also there are a couple of pop-ups happening around the city. The first one is Midnight Noodle. And the second one is Buku Buns. Midnight Noodle is actually, he's a young black millennial young man. I think he's like 23 or something like that. But anyway, he started this Asian-inspired, like, food pop-up that he does. And the food is delicious. But this one is happening tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Barrel Proof. And he's going to have a couple of different things, like, if you're not familiar, it's like different types of curries and scallion pancakes and noodles and dumplings. His food is really, really good, so go out and support him. No reservations required. It is a pop-up, so you could just go sit down and eat, or you could take it out. And the second one isn't loading, so yeah, go support him.
Okay, well, that's what's going on out here. Hey, Bats.
Yeah, man.
You ready? What you got? What's going on?
Man, I don't know what's going on with this connection in this thing, but they don't want to let me load nothing up. But like, I can see the title of the news article I want to open up about, you know, the Baton Rouge police chief that they fired the cats, that the police officers that murdered Elton Sterling. And apparently from that, a whole bunch of other officers have been basically threatening to quit because they felt like it was unfair that those guys got fired for murdering Elton Sterling. So, you know, I can't get to the article to get into all the particulars because this thing froze on us. But that's already a trippy thing, even like breach, to me at least.
Yeah, I feel like even without having very many of those details, that's a trippy thing to breach.
You know what I mean? Like, y'all mad? For real? You mad, bro? Like on the Atlanta episode?
Hey, that's what's going on out here. Hey, DJ Mastermind, you got something real quick?
Yeah.
I heard it still went down in the rain. That's what pictures.
Yeah, it was still, everybody was still out there. Everybody was still out there in full effect in the rain. It was crazy.
Okay. Well, that's what's going on out here, y'all. I think we have a little bit of time left. I'm going to try to squeeze my last two segments in there because, what's up, Malik?
I wanted to remind everybody that next weekend, the French Quarter Fest, probably one of the best fests for locals.
Keep going.
Will be in effect next weekend. So the French Quarter Fest is nearly almost a week. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
So the French Quarter Fest will be next week. It's a great festival. All local music. My boy Alfred Banks will be performing on one of those days. It's just an awesome festival. Great food, great time, and it is free. And it's free.
And they have a brass stage, so there's always brass music, which is that's my favorite part, actually. I don't know about you.
Because WBOK is sponsoring two stages. One of them with Alfred Banks and Cool Nasty, and the other one a reggae band, a local reggae band. So yeah, check out First Quarter Fest Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of next week. I'm looking forward to that one. It's going to be a good time. In the meantime, I want to close this out with our two ending segments every episode of the Misbelief Radio Show. So our penultimate section is where I give our resident rebel freedom to go unbridled and unrestricted. Here, you ready? I was trying to stall. Okay,
yeah,
okay. We call this segment Dead Neck. Go ahead, Bass. Slap that neck on somebody.
All right, as you know, as your master of nectomonies, man, we're going to get into that neck. And on that neck, as usual, as you know, we got the black hand side and we got the white hand side. So on the black hand side, I got two cats. I'm going to make it real quick, man. One of them is an alleged neck. This is the first ever alleged necking. And that alleged necking goes to Trey Songz, who allegedly beat the crap out of a woman, choked her out and punched on her. After coming a few months ago, was allegedly accused of the exact same thing. After a few months before that, was allegedly accused of the same thing from Keke Palmer. So it was like one of those.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Accused him of doing some weird stuff that had her having to hide in a closet at a party.
I do remember that. Never mind.
And one thing that came up recently was she didn't get all of that fanfare that a lot of these other white people be getting when they speak on somebody assaulting them or making them feel some kind of way. And to me, she is a celebrity. Shouts out to Killer. So anyway, yeah, man. So since we don't have, he been arrested. He in jail right now. But he ain't full blown there. He's still supposedly alleged. You get the alleged neck, Trey Songz. But the person that's getting the real neck today will be Sean Cole and his girlfriend Khadijah Moore, who's this Alabama man who found out, first and foremost, his kid has autism. He's like 11 years old. And he found his kid in a quote-unquote compromising position, and after seeing his kid in a compromising position with another boy, he felt like he wanted to make sure that his son wasn't going to be gay. So him and Khadijah Moore were convicted Tuesday of rape, sodomy, and sexual abuse of a child under the age of 12 because he had his girlfriend Khadijah have sex with his son, sodomize his son, make his son go down on her, and all these other things to hopefully make his son go straight. That is beyond disgusting. In 2018, if you can't see that you're supposed to love your children beyond all that bull crap, you not only get a neck, but you might as well drop dead today, straight up and down. So Sean Cole and Khadijah Moore, you get, I wish I could give you more, quote unquote. But on the white hand side, I want to get into this case, man. I want to give it to this cat named Judge Sibley Reynolds. Who is it, right? Who is it? Who is it? That's the judge who just gave 65 years to this kid, the Keith Smith, who didn't even kill the person that he's getting the 65 years for, for killing. So apparently apparently him and his friends, they was 15 years old at the time, and they were stealing stuff. The police come at him. His friend shot at the police. One of the police killed one of his friends, and because his friend got killed by the cop, he getting the charge according to Alabama stuff because that makes him an accomplice to the death. Something at 15 years old, he didn't shoot no shot, he didn't murder anybody, but he was there and part of the crime, so now he about to get 65. And I believe that is ridiculous. That is beyond ridiculous to do for a 15-year-old in the context of this country. We look at Ethan Couch, who claimed affluenza after murdering 4 people with the car, and he only got 10 years of probation. And that was a 16-year-old white boy, and we talking about a 15-year-old black boy. So I'm trying to see how this man gets 65. Oh, I don't have to see his racism. I'm sorry, DC. So anyway, straight up and down, Judge Sibley Reynolds, Ethan Couch, Sean Cole, Khadijah Moore. I don't have to explain it anymore except to explain it even further than you need to get neck your damn self. You get that front hand of that neck, you get the back hand of the neck, you get every piece of that neck. Old school in it. Our laws can only make sense when we make them make sense. Straight up and down. And right now, there's too many loopholes in the nonsense that we call the justice system of America.
True that, man. And yeah, you get that neck for sexualizing and living your child.
Man, that's straight up like, nope.
How do they even know that child sexuality?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
exactly.
You don't.
The problem with homophobia in this country is it don't matter. It's like racism. It don't make sense.
Well, that was that neck, y'all. And we always allow bats to turn us up here in the station, and then we let our Sankofa birds turn us right on down. Malik, you got a Sankofa. So our Sankofa session is where we take a look back at an older time, a place, an idea, a person, something that came before us as millennials. So we just take a moment to meditate and reflect on it. So Malik, look back at it.
Look at it. Today we are going to focus on Sunni Bashir. Sunni Bashir is probably one of the best jazz musicians to ever be produced out of New Orleans. He was born May 14, 1897, to a New Orleans family. By the age of 6, he was gigging and playing, and by the age of 13, he was considered a professional musician. And much to his family dismay, he became a professional jazz musician. At 16, he began to tour all around the country in the Deep South. He then moved to Chicago. He's considered to be a contemporary of King Oliver and Louis Armstrong. Most of Sunni Bashir's success, however, was in Europe and in Paris, where he moved in the 1920s. He's actually made a profound mark on the way he played the clarinet. So not only did he master the saxophone, but he mastered the clarinet. He has influence on musicians such as John Coltrane, Wayne Shorty, Bradford Marcellus, and others. Bashir was a great improviser with a passion for life as well as music. While he was in Europe, he actually died in Paris on his 62nd birthday. He never forgot New Orleans and how New Orleans inspired him and nurtured him and became the musician that he is today. Now, we all know that about the famous Louis Armstrong Park, but inside that park there is a statue of Sunni Bashir in a grove of trees. Because to people in Europe, he was their Louis Armstrong, and Louis Armstrong was the American version of Sunni Bashir, but they were both sons in New Orleans. So our Sankofa session is dedicated to Sunni Bashir, this great jazz legend that came out of New Orleans.
Here's to you, Sunni Bashir, our Sankofa session in your honor. And
I wonder if you relate to Troy Bashir.
I was going to say, I feel like
most of the Bashir is
about the same.
Yeah, I feel like they got okay. This has been a pretty interesting, but really good episode of the Misbelief Radio Show, man. This is why we're the best damn talk radio show in New Orleans.
The best damn talk radio show in New Orleans.
We have good interviews, good conversations,
Boom.
good guests,
Boom.
good music,
Boom.
and just a great cast of creative cool kids and millennials. Tell them where they can follow you on social media.
India Mack, India MACK.
You can follow Malik at NOLA Tours and at Frozen PHOZN Photography.
This is that actor guy, more Bass Bradford. Find me at Mr. Bat. Spell it Mr. Outer. You ain't gonna find me. Check out the Fly with Bass podcast everywhere you get podcasts from, including Spotify. Check out Gumbo Monster 504 on YouTube to catch our films and such. Thank you.
It's J Still. You can follow me on Instagram at IamJStill_. You can also follow me on Facebook at Jessica Elizabeth Johnson. Also, follow me at Fat Girl Nola and go visit the blog at fatgirlnola.jimdo.com. Also, look out for a couple of movies that's going to be dropping soon.
Yeah, man.
That we making and writing and shooting.
You dig?
Appropriate movies that are going on YouTube.
Very appropriate.
All right. And in the booth?
This is your Mastermind. You can follow me on Instagram at FrenchBread.kid, and you can follow my Carol at YouTube.com.
You dig?
You guys make sure you subscribe to the Misbelief Radio Show on YouTube, on iTunes, and at themisbelief.podbean.com. Also on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're wherever you'd like to consume content. And me, I'm DC Paul, the Millennial Arsenio. Who? DC Paul, the Millennial Arsenio. Follow me at whoisdcpaul.com and whoisdcpaul on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and wherever else you like to look for people at. Man, we're gonna play. Do we have another song?
Wait, I have a public service announcement right now.
PBS?
All right, you know Atlanta had a crazy episode, right?
Oh my God!
Crazy episode. And just now, I met the woman that plays Vanessa. I'm about to be in a movie with her. And
really?
Yeah, but I want to just say this. Her name is Zessie Beats. Not Zazzy Beats. It's Zessie Beats. She said the whole world got it messed up. So I said, you know what, Zessie? I'm going to let people know that how to pronounce your name, Vanessa, off of Atlanta. And Zessie. And dead. She about to be dead Domino on Deadpool Part 2. So get that money, girl. Zessie.
Shout out to Black Women in Film.
Yes.
Damn thing. Do we have another song by LeTrainiump? Okay, you got something you can take us out on? Yeah, I can take us out. All right, y'all. Well, look, thank y'all for tuning into the Misbelief Radio Show. Tune in next week, same time, same place. And if you're watching on Facebook Live, stay tuned because LeTrainiump is going to take us out with another number, y'all. Listen, I've been DC Paul, and I love my cast. Thank you so much to Sunni and Exodus the Poet and LeTrainiump for coming through. And you guys, when it's hard at your face,
You just take it and grab it.
And also,
don't get
nothing on you.
Bye, y'all.
Right, you gotta do a chill.
Let's take out this LeTrainiump.
Jack.
the sound.
Oh, you got the last one.
The sound effects.
People jacking, but they sing jacking.
I ain't seen these in a minute.
Come on.
You make me feel it.
Yeah.
I can do your back like you could get rid of him.
I don't even need to be here, right? You gotta play that. I need him.
Now that part.
Make a team.
That's not real. That part.
I forgot to say this on air.
Yeah.
But April 10th, we're playing House of Blues.
Hey, nice.
Come see us, 7 p.m. I know it's a Tuesday, but hey, trust us.
You said April 10th?
April 10th, House of Blues.
Okay.
You want to be there. We'll be playing with our friends, the Oh Hellos, big folk band that's touring right now. We're not folk band, but you know, we bring vibes.
April 10th, House of Blues. Check out LeTrainiump.
Look, my birthday's next week. I need y'all to be there.
Oh,
shout out to you,
happy
man.
birthday. Almost birthday.
All right, well, make some noise one more time for LeTrainiump, y'all.
Woo! All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm gonna slow it down a little bit for y'all. Take it back. You got that magic. It must have been something you said. 'Cause I can't get you out my mind. Oh, why? I'm giving into all your ways. Oh, I'm addicted. I felt to the moment you told me that you can give me everything I wanted. Then I saw it like sugar on my lips. I can taste it. It feels so warm to the touch. I guess I'm yours now. I guess guess I'm yours. You got that magic. I'm giving into your distractions. You got that, you got that, you got that magic. Giving into your distractions. And you put that spell on me. I feel so weak. And I know, I just can't get away. Oh, I can hear it when you speak. Got me entangled in your words, stuck in a loop. I felt it the moment you told me that you can give me everything I wanted. Then I saw it like sugar on my lips. I can taste it. It feels so warm to the touch. I guess I'm yours now. I guess I'm yours. You got that magic. I'm giving into your distractions. You got that, you got that, you got that magic. I'm giving into your distractions. And you put that spell on me. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. I felt it the moment you told me that you can give me everything I wanted. Then I saw it like sugar on my lips. I can taste it. It's close. It's on my fingertips and I can take it. But I can't take this. You got that magic. I'm giving into your distractions. You got that, you got that, you got that magic. And I know, and I know, and I know I just can't get away. And you put that spell on me. And you put that spell on me. And you put that spell on me. Yeah. Take it back to the late 80s. You know, some Michael Jackson.
I heard it.
You know,
I heard it.
I heard the full version of that song before, man. That's usually a high energy, like a. Don't you have a real like?
Snap. I like the slow version. Smack in the face. What's up? I like the slow version. Yeah. Well, I hope so. I'm glad, man. I'm glad to hear because we were like, what we gonna do? I'm gonna slow this song down. You know what I mean? So,
intermittent shit.
Yeah, man. So like that song is like it's all about like just getting stuck in all the things that just take over your life. You know what I mean? All the bad things that look good, packaged well. That stuff not good for you. You know what I mean? Procrastination. Laziness, all those things, man. You got something, go out there and do it. You got the magic
right there, man. Listen, we gonna wrap up this episode of Misbelief Radio Show. Thank y'all. Come on, man. Thank y'all. Yeah. Thanks to all my amazing guests. We had Exodus the Poet. We had Sunni Patterson. We had 3/5 of LeTrainiump down twice in Studio 1230 for us, man. Thanks to all my amazing co-hosts. They cool ass people all around, and the most important man in the room, Mr. Mission Essential Josef. Alpha Joe, fresh out of the Gumbo Pasewan.
Shouts out to the homie Alex Fonzie. He told all them.
You know Fonz?
Yeah, he helped me get the film joint. But guess what? He told all them, like, yeah, and Mark's part of the Misbelief Radio Show, the best talk radio show. He told it to Arnie Hammond. And I'm like, oh yeah, you better let him know.
The best talk radio show in New Orleans, man. Hey, guys, tune in next week, same time, same place, same cool ass people, and another good ass show, man. We'll see y'all later. Bye. Bye.
No, you won't.
I'll be trying to hack Facebook. Bye, yo.